In the world of mixed martial arts, there is a razor-thin line between the confidence of a genius and the delusion of a madman. At the UFC 298 press conference, the world watched Ilia Topuria cross that line. Without a second of hesitation, he stood up and snatched Alexander Volkanovski's belt before the fight had even begun.
Taking a photo with the belt, and
The crowd booed. The experts shook their heads. They called him arrogant. But there's a detail many chose to overlook. The king was walking into this fight with the scars of a brutal knockout from Islam Makhachev just months prior. Was Ilia truly elite, or was he just a lucky predator appearing at the king's weakest moment? Ilia's answer was chillingly simple: I don't just believe I will win, I know it because I've prepared for this my entire life. A weakened king is still a king, and the man who slays him earns the crown. Topuria's journey is a masterclass in hyperfocus. At 15, he didn't just quit school, he gambled his entire existence on a dream that seemed impossible for an immigrant in Alicante, Spain. He told Joe Rogan that the language barrier and the complete lack of an elite MMA infrastructure in Spain forced him to become his own architect.
I did 4 fights in Spain, and at some point it was so difficult to find a fight for me that I had to start to travel in the European territory to get a fight. Yeah, and everything started from that.
While most teenagers were thinking about exams, parties, or figuring out what they wanted to become, Ilia and his brother Alexander had already made their choice. They didn't search for comfort, they searched for purpose. The Climbing Club became their temple. Morning after morning, they trained like men trying to survive. Wrestling drills, grappling sessions, conditioning until exhaustion. Repetition until movement became instinct. He shared with Joe Rogan that making it to the UFC from Europe required 10 times the effort of a fighter in the US.
I met him in Sydney. I went with my brother because he made his UFC debut. And yeah, he was kind of quiet.
Yeah, he's intense.
Yeah. He's so serious.
If he wanted greatness, he would have to force the sport to notice him. By the time he debuted professionally at 18, he was a seasoned veteran in a teenager's body. He crashed into the UFC with 8 straight wins, 7 by cold, calculated submission, proving that his grappling wasn't just a skill, it was a death sentence. But as he climbed the ranks, the critics followed. They said his striking was too stiff. They said his cardio wouldn't hold. Ilia didn't ignore them, he used their doubt as a blueprint for his next evolution. Ilia views the Octagon as a laboratory, not a battlefield. As he told ESPN, "Inside the cage, I am a machine. I don't hate my opponent, I am just executing a programmed task."
So I feel that right now I have more patience. I have more experience inside the cage. Before I were looking more for the knockout, for the submission. Now I have the patience to wait for that moment, you know.
That quote explains the terrifying calmness in his eyes. He systematically removes his opponent's options. His striking isn't about flair, it's about surgical efficiency. Ilia utilizes cage cutting better than almost anyone in history. He doesn't chase, he diagonalizes his movement, mathematically eliminating escape routes until his prey is trapped against the fence. In JRE number 166, he breaks down the lead hand trap used against Max Holloway.
He never faced El Matador. He never faced someone like me. Never.
He manipulates the guard, using his lead hand to blind the opponent while preparing a devastating bodyhead transition. Max Holloway, a man with a granite chin who had never been finished in over a decade, found himself in a pattern he couldn't read. Ilia digs a hook into the liver, a strike that triggers an involuntary human reflex to drop the hands. In that split second, the overhand right arrives. Max Holloway collapsed. The arena fell silent. Ilia barely reacted. No wild celebration. No chaos. Just another prediction becoming reality. Even when Josh Emmett landed heavy shots in their 5-round war, Ilia's composure never flickered. He calculates damage like a processor. He told Joe Rogan that he doesn't feel fear because fear is a lack of information, and he has all the information he needs. But the featherweight throne is just a starting point. Ilia has already set his sights on the shark tank of the lightweight division. He recently blasted Arman Tsarukyan as dumb and made a shocking prediction: he will be the first man to submit Islam Makhachev.
Listen, as I said in many interviews, I just got the call. They offered me Islam or Justin. I picked Islam. Then they told me that Islam was injured.
Sure.
I was said that I was facing Justin. If they call me tomorrow and they tell me that Justin is injured and I have to fight Arman, I will fight Arman, no problem. If they call me and they tell me that Arman is injured, I have to fight Ariel, I'm gonna fight Ariel,
Please
no
don't.
problem. Like I can, I go whoever, whenever, just, I'm ready for whoever.
Critics claim this is suicide. To challenge the Dagestani wrestling machine is one thing, to claim you will submit the P4P king is another. Ilia has yet to face a pure, elite wrestler of Islam's caliber. Is this confidence, or is it the same delusion they accused him of before the Volkanovski fight? He is playing a high-level psychological game. He is turning himself into the ultimate villain to manifest the biggest fights in history, including a predicted showdown with Conor McGregor at the Bernabeu Stadium. Many argue that he is avoiding the grinders like Movsar Evloev, but Ilia insists his destiny is to slay the biggest legends the sport can offer. Ilia doesn't need the world to love him. He understands that in the modern era, being a hero is optional, but being undeniable is mandatory. People watch him because they want to see him win, or more accurately, they want to see that arrogant man fall. When asked about the pressure of the critics, Ilia simply smiles: pressure is a privilege. If people are talking about you, it means you are important.
Esa visualización every night I went to sleep, I try to visualize all that, esos escenarios.
He has weaponized the hate. Every boo from the crowd is just more fuel for the machine. Despite the lingering doubts about his cardio in a deep wrestling war, Ilia maintains the poise of a monarch who knows his reign is just beginning. From a 15-year-old dropout who couldn't speak the language to the king of the world, Ilia Topuria has proven that belief can bend reality. The era of the old gods is over. A new order has been established by the Matador. Will this be a long-lasting reign, or just a flash of brilliance before a new challenger emerges? No one knows. But one thing is certain: inside that octagon, Ilia Topuria runs from no one. He stands there, waiting, reminding the world that destiny belongs to those who refuse to wait for it. "I'm the new generation," he told ESPN. And as of now, the world has no choice but to believe him.